Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. In this one, I'm going to be showcasing footage of the brand new M1916 Marksman Rifle here in Call of Duty Vanguard. So if you guys weren't already aware, Season 3 of Vanguard as well as Warzone will officially be releasing a little bit later today at the time you're recording this one. However, interestingly enough, the actual update file for Season 3 did end up going live a little bit earlier this morning. So that's how come if you actually go into a private match in Vanguard, you can check out and use the new DLC weapons that are coming with Season 3. For example, the M1916, the Nikita AVT, as well as the Sledgehammer. So with that all being said, in this video, I'm going to be checking out and showcasing footage of the brand new M1916. However, I also made a video checking out the Nikita, so if you want to check out that one, there will be a card on your screen right now. So with that all being said, let's actually dive right into it. And alright, so as you guys can see over here, this is the M1916. So now let's go ahead and actually read the description, which states M1916, a semi-automatic rifle with a deadly combination of power and fire rate, lethal at any range in the hands of a capable marksman. Interestingly enough, this is the first ever DLC marksman rifle in Vanguard, which is pretty cool. So now let's actually go ahead and preview this weapon. As you guys can see, it looks pretty interesting to say the least. It kind of looks a little bit like the ITRA burst, and now let's actually play the preview animation. And alright, I think we're all very well acquainted to the looks of this particular weapon, so now let's go ahead and actually discuss these attachments. And alright, starting off with the muzzles, as you guys can see, the M1916 has the standard muzzles that you would expect to see on a marksman rifle, ranging from the G28 compensator to the Mercury silencer. Now let's go ahead and talk about barrels. Now this is where things get pretty interesting. As you guys can see, we have the ZP 762mm precision barrel, which is just going to make this weapon more accurate. We also have the Wyvern 558mm MB barrel, the ZP custom, as well as the Herbert 495mm short barrel. Now interestingly enough, in similar fashion to the G43, we also have the Wyvern 532mm full auto barrel, which is going to be turning this weapon fully automatic. Now this is really interesting. So depending on the attachments that you use, you can essentially turn this weapon into a full-on fully automatic assault rifle, which we are going to be seeing once this weapon fully releases, whether that's a viable option or not. So yeah, now let's actually move on over to the optics, and as you guys can see, you have the standard optics that you would expect to see on any typical marksman rifle. And alright, so now let's move on over to the stocks, and as you guys can see, we have the Herbert reinforced, the Wyvern standard, the ZP M502 custom, as well as the removed stock. So now let's move on over and talk about the underbarrels, where we have the M1941 handstop, Carver foregrip, SMLE pistol grip, M1930 strife angled, heavy foregrip, GF59 flashlight, bipod, as well as the bayonet. So now let's move on over to the magazines, where we actually have the 6.5mm Sakura 20 round magazine, which is of course is a smaller caliber round, so it's going to be reducing the overall damage of this weapon. However, it's going to be increasing the recoil control and accuracy, fire rate, and all kinds of things like that. So depending on how you want to run this weapon, you might want to consider using this particular attachment. So with that being said, we also have the 8mm Klauser 40 round magazine, which of course this is just the extended mag attachment for this weapon. And finally, we have the 8mm Klauser 12 round fast magazine. And yeah, that's a pretty big gap. We have a 40 round magazine as well as a 12 round magazine. So depending on how you want to run this thing will depend on what attachment you want to use. So now let's move on over to the ammo types, where we have the typical ammo types that you'd expect to see on any marksman rifle. And the same is true for the rear grips, where we have everything from the stippled grip to the grooved grip. So now let's move on over to the proficiencies, where we have Perfectionist, Steady, Awareness, Refresh, Quickscope, Shrouded, as well as Vital. And for the kits, we have Deep Breath, Surplus, Defender, Fully Loaded, Fast Melee, Heavy Hitter, Reach, as well as On Hand. And finally, let's move on over to the camouflages. So if you want to see what this weapon looks like in gold, here it is. Diamond, here it is. And finally, DM Ultra. And alright, so now that we know what the attachments of this weapon look like, let's actually hop into a game and see what it looks like in game. And alright guys, so as you can see over here, we have the M1916 Marksman Rifle. Let's actually fire it and aim down sight. Alright, as you can see, we have some pretty blocky iron sights over here. You might want to put on a red dot or something like that. Let's actually hip fire. And there we go, that's that reload. Honestly, reload speed is pretty good. So yeah guys, that's going to effectively conclude today's video checking out the M1916 Marksman Rifle here in Call of Duty Vanguard. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you comment down below what your thoughts on this particular weapon. Are you excited to use it? Also, if you guys went on to enjoy this video at any given point in time, make sure you leave a like on it down below, as well as subscribe and turn on post notifications, so that way you guys will not miss any of the latest and greatest Call of Duty news, class ups, intel, and so much more. So yeah, thank you once again for watching. I'm your host, Deeper Jungle, and I hope to see you in the next one.